Hey guys, this is Juno and welcome back to another Summoners War video. I had a different video planned for this day and then I've noticed that the balance patch landed and then I read it and I was very happy and also appalled by the change because a few changes were questionable. So I want to hear your feedback, but I'll obviously give you guys mine. I do think the changes were nice. I'm very happy that Agrius didn't get nerfed. I mean, a lot of people are holding off building the Agrius PvE teams thinking that it would get nerfed. Now, I had a good feeling that it wasn't going to get nerfed because usually Calm to Us tends to do like some kind of hotfix if a unit is too OP. I guess it's a little less of it, especially if it's not as impactful in PvP. But we know that Agrius was very OP in Dragons, making it one of the easiest teams to make and also one of the safest, which was the most important part. Now, I'm actually very pissed off by what Calm to Us did in this balance patch. Hey guys, before we start the video, if you guys are interested in getting advice and help from me and other Summoners War players, feel free to join my Discord where the link is in the descriptions below. Also, if you enjoy my content and want to support me, become a Patreon. I want to say I appreciate all the support. Anyways, that was it. Let's get back to the video. Once they figured out they could make a safe Dragons team with Agrius, what they did is fix the stupid AI of Liam. Did you guys see that? Before we even get into the details of the balance patch, did you guys see the Liam change? Right there. It's funny because it's at the end. I mean, yes, it's a separate column, I get it, a separate row, but imagine if this was like up here or even up here, right? Saying like the AI has changed. This to me feels extremely intentional where they're like just sliding in saying, oh, we fixed the damn Liam. Because now everybody can make the Liam Dragon team and have it safe. The only reason that stupid team was not safe was also first a rune requirement, right? Because at least the AI did work where if the HP of the boss is lesser than like 30%, it will always use skill 3. But with this fix now, you don't have to meet that requirement. That requirement was the hard part. It's like the Julie in the Agrius team. For the Agrius part to make that safe team for everybody, it was just a build change, a way to play with the turn order and such. But for the Liam team, there was no way to make it safe, right? There's no way. That team had to be built that way. And if your Kyle or whatever damage dealer that you had in the entire team couldn't get the boss down to 30% or below, there was a chance that your Liam would not use skill 3, causing the run to be wacky. It could succeed or it could fail. I think that's the entire reason why many people had a unstable team where there are times when you would not get a 30-30 run. It was extremely common, failing once or even twice. Unlucky times, even 3 times. But here it is. They just sneak it in there knowing that, okay, the Agrius gives you a safe team. Why don't we just fix the Liam now? What a freaking joke! This stupid change could have been implemented years ago. I'm a software engineer, so come on. Putting that condition is like a one-line thing. Another if statement. Not caring about the complexity and stuff, but really, one if statement would have made that change. It pisses me off. Extremely intentional putting this at the end, hoping that many people will just skip this and not know about it. Who's gonna go back to the Liam team and be like, hey guys, what the heck? The Liam team is suddenly super safe. When everybody just transitioned into the Agrius team. Anyhow, let's go through this balance patch. This balance patch was actually pretty big though, right? Okay, we have to give them credit for that. I still think that a lot of these should have came probably like years ago. Many balance patches back. Art Master Fire increased the attack bar of all allies by 15, decreased to 10. Pretty good nerf. I think that's a decent nerf. It was a very strong pick. This at least makes the opponent have a higher rune requirement to follow up to the Art Master, right? Because that boost is smaller. It is weaker against Heigang's, right? Because Heigang's boost is now a little higher than the Art Master. Jogan. They're both Art Masters. So I think it's a decent nerf. I don't know what you guys think, but that's just my opinion. Everything is my opinion. Please don't bash me for my opinion. I'm not going to try to say something outrageous, like Oliver should never get nerfed, right? I use Oliver a lot, and I think this next nerf is justified. I believe the Mega Impulse Gun is skill 3, but now it decreases the enemy's attack bar by 90%, not 100%, 90%, and increases your attack bar in proportion to the reduced attack bar. So I think that means if the opponent's attack bar is filled to 50%, it will reduce it by 45%, 90% of the 50. And our attack bar will increase. So it says proportion to the reduced attack bar. So if it's talking about the proportion that it was decreased, then I'm guessing that the increase has to be 45% as well. I might be wrong, but now there's no way that the Oliver could take all the attack bar. So if you really want to take all the attack bar or decrease all the attack bar of a unit, you'll have to use skill 3 to skill 2. I guess even skill 3 to skill 1 would work because skill 1 also reduces attack bar. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it's enough? I think it was at least a change to the right direction. Really, Oliver hasn't been touched in any way. As a player that's coming into RTA, meeting Olivers might be a little too stressful. Hwarang, light. Now this unit was very strong. It got a pretty decent nerf, right? 20 to 200, 15 to 150. The damage output definitely got a lot lower. Oracle, dark. Wow, Giana. I didn't think that Giana would get nerfed, to be fair. I do think there are decent counters out there. First of all, it's easy to outspeed Giana players, right? Because Giana itself isn't that fast. And it could be built in multiple ways. But even built on Swift, it's not that fast. So you could either try to outspeed it. 2, you could take in things like Hey Gang, obviously, one of the strongest counters. And if you can't do that, you could try to gain Josephine, at least so that you could cut in to disrupt their combo in a way. I mean, the mechanism itself didn't change. It's just that the activation rate got lower, 85 to 75. People might think that 10% is small, but in theory, I do think that 10% is a lot because even with 85%, you miss it so many times. So Giana owners, I'm pretty sure, are pretty sad about this. I don't have one, so I can't really speak for them. If I'm wrong, please put a comment. Let me know what you guys think, okay? Zeratu, another small nerf. Recovers your HP by 10% when your turn ends. Now it recovers your HP by 10% after you attack on your turn. Small nerf again. But now if you control the Zeratu, let's say it gets stunned, it's sleeping, it's frozen, something like that, it's CC'd. Then, even when it takes a turn to get out of that CC, it's not gonna heal. Before it did. It didn't matter if he moved or not. If he took a turn, which means that the CC goes away, if it's a 1-turn CC, he will heal with that. But I think now he doesn't, so he's a little easier to kill because that 10% heal is not there. Again, I think it's a small nerf. I don't think the nerf is as crucial as what Mieng got. Mieng got devastated, to be fair. But Mieng's passive is something that's harder to rune towards. Because the more you want to use the passive, the more attack you have to invest in. So it becomes squishier. But now with the nerf that it got a couple balance patches back, it's really hard to get a tanky Mieng while utilizing the passive fully. Because it just does not activate as much or as strongly as it did before. So I don't think Zeratu got anything near that kind of nerf. He could still be ruined tanky enough and a lot of additional damage, decent attack, and he'll still do what he did before. It's just that his survivability is slightly nerfed. Very slightly, I think. Tokubi Lord Water, Cheongnam, one of the units I love to use. Recovers HP of all allies from 20 to 30% with skill 3. To be fair, I mean, I don't think this will make him come back into meta. I think the recovery stuff are the smallest nerf or buffs. It's never what made him strong. When they took away his attack bar absorption, I think kind of died out. He's still a very good unit, but I think in the meta today, he's just not as good. M. Bison Water, which is the fire water cardinal. I forgot the name. Demonic being. The damage increased allies gain in proportion to the enemy's destroyed HP has been increased. Okay, so it's a small damage boost, right? I feel like he's way too niche. M. Bison Dark decreases damage taken from provoked enemies by 30 to 40%. Damage reduction, no. I mean, it's better. Again, helping with the survivability. I think it could be a working... it's going in the right direction, right? Because the longer the Dark Bison lives, the more he could do. The only reason he was very strong in the beginning was that he never died because he had the heal, the self heal. The buff gives him that little survivability, so he's going back there, but nowhere as strong as when he was healing so much before. I mean, we'll have to see, but I think 40%, that's a lot of damage reduction. Nobura Water, I don't use this unit. I know there are people that like to use her. Attacks all enemies 3 to 4 times. I guess it'll just work better with additional damage artifacts. No change in total damage, but that's just from the skill. Additional damage artifacts will work a lot better. I believe this is some kind of like controlling skill, right? I don't know what she exactly does. I don't use her. Or maybe I don't even have her. Nobura Light. I don't even know what that skill is. And again, we don't see her anywhere. Did I see her in Siege once? And it didn't do anything. Yeah, I have to see. I really don't have opinions on these because I never see them. I never use them. Let me know how the owners feel. Phoenix Fire Eternity. I saw this. It was kind of funny because it's just becoming like a Theomars, right? Increases your attack power for 2 turns when you revive with this skill. What is it? It's a Theomars, man. It's a Theomars. They're just giving all these attack power buffs with these revives and endure, I guess, because that's what Theomars does. By doing so, I guess you have a chance to come back. The whole point of Theomars to get the attack buff is to kill something back because he survived, right? Perna will do the same thing. He'll come back, so technically he has survived. She'll try to kill something with the attack buff. It's another RNG type of thing because both of those units are on Vile. The Theo still is a little better, I believe, because the attack bar boost allows him to have a chance to take a turn, which gives him that bigger chance to kill off a unit. While as Perna, you'll come back with attack buff, but your attack bar will be what it was before. Unless you're on Nemesis, I guess there are ways for units to control that. But I guess you could argue your Mars is the same thing. Beast Monk, wow, I saw Rahu's buff. Fire, Wind, Light. So the fire one has a bigger chance of Oblivion, so I think it's going to be a stronger unit in Siege for sure. And then the Meditate is actually pretty cool too. So if you're not cleansing anything, the cooldown goes down. And I know that cooldown is not long, so that's going to be an annoying... I think it's more of a Siege buff than anything. We are probably going to see more Beast Monks. I don't know for G3, but definitely in the lower level. I think it will be very annoying. Spectre Princess, Fire, I don't have her. Damage dealt is proportional to the attack power, max HP. I think this is a great change. I think the skills should match how the unit is built. And I believe all these Spectre Princesses are built extremely tanky. A lot of HP. Beetle Fire, Last Stand, grants recovery on all allies for 2 turns. If an ally takes fatal damage from an attack that ignores defense. I think this is good too. Because I think the problem with this was that even if the passive procs, the unit that survived has like 1 HP. So whenever they just lose that endure when they move, you could just touch it and they'll die. With this recovery, it will at least give them a smaller chance to survive. The recovery is so low though. I think a better buff would have been just to heal everybody by a certain percentage. Like by the Fire Guardian's HP by a certain percentage. That allows you to build the Fire Guardian in a certain way so that the opponent cannot one-shot. I mean, I don't know how much you'll have to be to make it like not OP, but I think that would have been a much better recovery. You could make it a universal recovery with a lower percentage, or just 1 unit recovery on a little higher percentage on the ally that was about to die. Beetle Guardian Wind, again, I don't have this guy. Defends all allies excluding yourself now is for 2 turns, and then the max cooldown got increased by 1. I don't know. Maybe you can make a niche team. I think the Beetle Guardian has like a skill 1 defense break or something, or is that the light one only? And then there's a light one. Passive decreases the enemy's defense for 2 turns when counterattacking with Guardian's duty. So again, it was the light one. Now changes decreases the enemy's defense for 2 turns whenever you attack or counterattack. So, bang. But a single hit, so I guess the chances are a little lower. So now he has a skill 1 defense break. Beetle Guardian Dark, Horn of the Ancient Beetle, absorbs the attack bar by 15% on each hit. Does he have any multi-hits? I think it's only extremely strong if he has multi-hits. Eivor Fire Light Harpoon Impalement increases the damage dealt to enemies under inability effect by 30%, that's as is, but now it's changed to leaves a branding effect for 1 turn on the first hit. Very small change. Emperor Triton decreases the attack bar of all enemies by 50%. So this might actually make him be more viable in RTA, because 50% is no joke. A great last pick to counter Cleaves, because Triton has extremely good base speed. And if you decrease the opponent's attack bar by 50%, I think it's a lot easier for your team to move. Okay, I mean, but better for Arena. I do think that Triton is the best, or one of the best Arena speed threats. I use him and I enjoy it a lot. It will make your rune requirement lower for the things that's following up to Triton now, right? It could be slower. And you will still be able to move, depending on the speed difference. Smicer, thank you, removes 1 beneficial effect on the enemy with the highest attack bar by 50%. Thank you. It's going in the right direction. Some people might think that it's strong, but when it was 40%, you rarely saw Smicer still. If it's used right, it's strong, but that's like really any unit. Now with 50%, at least the stripping silence chance is a little higher. It might be a mistake for the people that are relying on that, but I feel you. I use Smicer a lot. I have him runed up, and whenever I have him, I pray that he strips. Archangel Light, wow. We haven't seen this guy buffed in a while. So now it counterattacks with a critical hit instantly when you or an ally is attacked with a critical hit. Okay, so it's a guarantee crit now. Wow, dude, that's gonna hurt. Dude, that's gonna hit like a truck. People could go defense, crit damage, defense with no crit rate. I think people will last pick this unit in RTA. I want to know this. I want to see this. Not in the highest level, because they're like really just speed contesting and first turning everything, not making you move, controlling you. But a little under that, I do think we'll see people bring it out and have a lot of fun. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna meet it sometimes and get wrecked by it. Trust me. Artmaster Light's final touch damage is increased by approximately 10%. 10%. A lot of Artmaster owners here, the light one, Hanur, want a lot more than 10%. They want the LD5 to wreak havoc. To be fair, the Hanur skill 2 is so useless. I don't know. Yeah, the skill 2 is so useless. It just doesn't fit his kit. Like, nobody's gonna give the light Artmaster accuracy where that skill 2 lands. Everybody's just using it to decrease their cooldown on skill 3. I don't know. Weapon Master Light, Final Strike, again, a damage increase, 16%. We know that the light one also had a lot of criticism for not doing enough damage. Nina Williams Light, the 4th hit deals additional damage by 10%, now 25% of the max enemy's HP, if the target has a harmful effect. Somebody damage test this, try it even in like PvE. I want to know how much damage it really does. The Dark one increases the damage that all allies deal to the marked target by 25 to 35%. Okay. Totemis Dark recovers your HP by 5% when nullifying damage from an attack. Ooh. That's gonna be annoying. Only a single target damage will go in, and then she will heal 5%. Wait, but what if you're hit by a multi-hit that hits 3 times? Will she heal 5% twice? Oh, that's nasty. Dice Magician, Water Dark, the number of harmful effects granted by the sum range has been changed. Okay, so yeah, the chance of you landing more harmful effects got higher. Dice Magician Water, rolls the dice 5 times, I don't care. Centaur Knight, Wind. The damage mechanics have been improved to deal more damage to bosses for Wind, so can she even be used in Giants? I'm not sure. A Blade Dancer, the Chun-Li's Wind and Dark damage is increased by approximately 12%. Nobody used them. Wind Dark again. Blocks the enemy from receiving beneficial effects for 2 turns whenever you attack. Okay, that's the wind one. The dark one absorbs the attack bar of enemies by 20% on the third hit. That's actually pretty cool. Yep. Hwadong Dark, Trinity Claymore. Activates Trinity Claymore with a 10%, now with a 20% on each attack. Okay. More RNG activation. The leader skill. This is where I had a lot of questions. The wind one. I thought the 33% of HP was perfect. It changed to a 24% speed lead. Like what? Why? I don't get it. I don't get this at all. Beast Monk Light. Now this one was a good change. Increases the HP of ally monster in guild content by 40%. I think this is a great change. It fits the unit perfectly. And then the Beast Monk Dark changed from an accuracy lead to the 33 guild lead. I think this is a good change too. Because it fits him perfectly. He's a freaking first turn stripper. Like, the other two sounds like really nice. And then you see that freaking wind monkey with the 24% speed lead. Like, why? I think if they removed the monkey and just put this out, everybody would have clapped their hands with no problems. The leader skills of other monsters are changed. Light critical rate in guild content helps for sure, right? Because she's a damage dealer. That's great. But the speed lead went to the fire one. I don't even know what the fire one does. Will it be used in guild content? I'm not sure. Maybe. I think almost every unit that has a speed lead has a place in guild content. Whether it's a meta defense or old meta defense, people find a way to use it. The Awakening changed, increased attack speed by 15. 15 is actually good for Fire Mage. That's good. Resistance, I don't care. And then Weapon Master, the freaking stupid change. I mean, it's a good change if they did it like 3 years ago. Pisses me off. I mean, overall, the balance patch is good. There are certain places where I'm like, what the heck? Like, why do you have it? And then there's this one last change where I'm like, wow, now you change it? Now you change it when there is a unit that could safely run DB Abyss hard with no issues. You just sneak this last change in there that everybody wanted for the past, I don't know how many years, when the Liam was in existence. Stupid. Stupid.